Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and it's been in the news for a couple of days now that the FBI has expanded its probe that now ensnares Prince Andrew. Well, let me be the first to say this. What I mean, is this some kind of joke? Number one, this information has been around for how long now? How long have the public known about Prince Andrew's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein and the accusations of him being with young girls? We're running on almost a decade of the public being well aware of this, right? And I'm sure, number one, this guy really doesn't get confronted about it, and that's ridiculous. We're going to get into that in a moment. He's actually in Australia kind of doing this tour. The media doesn't seem to be allowed. And even if they were, a guy like this is going to be like, oh, that's preposterous. A man of my stature. I mean, he's protected so big time. And that's what I really, really want to get into here. So we can be in imagination land and believe that somehow the Trump administration is going to go after Trump's golfing buddy. Now, aside from Mar-a-Lago, all those years ago when the Epstein scandal was going, right? I want to point out that when Trump was on his UK visit, now this is prior to the arrest, okay? Prior to the arrest, who do you think he was hanging out with? Who do you think he was hanging out with? Prince Andrew. They're friends. Let me repeat that. The President of the United States and Prince Andrew are friends. Then let's get to the long history of royalty and aristocracy, especially of Anglo descent, never being prosecuted for their crimes. Do you get it? It's a big club, and you ain't in it. Now, there are some actual developments in this case that I think are worth noting. Number one, let's talk for a second about how we're still waiting on 10,000 more pages. 10,000 more pages, guys. Oh, we're in the wrong spot right there. Interesting. So 10,000 more pages. This is the 2,000-page dump. And everybody knew Prince Andrew was going to be in this dump. What we have now are more accusers' voices being heard. And if this 10,000 pages comes out, I believe more depositions from different victims. Okay? So this development where Jean-Luc Brunel has already been named many times in this document. In fact, why don't we do a little bit of this? Let's get that out of there. Let's see if we can get Jean and just see how many times his name might come up. And remember, a lot of these are scans, so not everything's going to come up, but we did make it good. Here we go. So let's just do Jean. Oh, look! There's one of 41 times. 41 times he's mentioned in these 2,000 pages. I can assure you it's not great news. Okay? Look at that. Oh, interesting. Let's go to the next one. Now, these are like the first initial articles that were out there, by the way. I want to pump this out. See, this is what I'm talking about. A lot of the stuff in here was stuff that was already in the public that they had negotiated with in that deal with the Daily Mail that's come under some question. See, March 2011. That's how long these accusations have been in the realm of the public. Now, the documents did name people like George Mitchell, former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson. That was important. What I'm telling you now is in the next 10,000 pages, we've been promised hundreds, if not 1,000 new names. Putting that out there. So let's get back to the other news about Jean-Luc Brunel. Let's backpedal a little bit and let everybody know, by the way, he's selling off his modeling business. Oh, he's quietly done that. This is the Daily Beast. Daily Beast, not perfect. Doing really good reporting on this. Modeling mogul Jean-Luc Brunel is quietly selling off his MC2 agency in Miami, the Daily Beast has learned, while authorities in France search for him as part of their investigation. Bum, bum, bum. They can't find him. They don't know where he is. They can't find Ghislaine Maxwell. They don't know where she is. Or is it part of this deal that was cut? You know, is Jean-Luc Brunel also absolved? And we'll get into that in a minute. All right? The 74-year-old talent scout has long been accused of supplying underage girls to Epstein and drugging and raping models. Of course, Brunel denied. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? So MC2, it looks like he got rid of it, and that's out of there. It sold its assets to a new firm called the Identity Models in 2017. So quietly in the backdrop, getting rid of it, huh? And by the way, MC2 has a third location in Tel Aviv, and it did not also respond to comment on this. Just throwing that out there. So again, the Daily Beast, they do real reporting. This is in-depth stuff. You have to take your time and really read this stuff to get into the things the mainstream is no longer focusing on, right? They love the Prince Andrew angle, but they're not talking about how he's the arms dealer for the United Kingdom. And notice when they go after Trump, they don't mention his relationship or the fact that both of them were meeting there. Oh, by the way, the Saudi royal family was kind of at that big gala dinner as well. Did a video for WRC on it and back in the day. It actually might even be on this channel. And in fact, I think it is on this channel. It's one of the first videos I did while I was starting to go solo. So if you want to go back about 550, 560 videos, which is only a few months, you can see the in-depth thing I did on him meeting Andrew then. So I also want to point out that not a lot is known about Mark Epstein, Jeffrey's brother, right? And I constantly see in the chats and comments, where was Epstein's funeral? Again, that's such a moot point. Like, do you think that anybody would show up to anything that was known about that? And I know they have like the unmarked mosque, but Mark Epstein, let's look at, you know, his business dealings, what kind of think tanks he was involved in, because we have technology, we have think tanks, we have globalism, we have so much moving in this network aside from the abuse of children, which is a huge part in why we're reporting on it anyway, because this is an international ring. But when we're talking about hundreds of millions and possibly billions of dollars here moving around over several decades, and his brother obviously being well-to-do, involved with Schiff, Wasserman, Schultz, etc., you have to look at these things. So let's jump over here to this. The reason I'm covering this is because it's Mother Jones. So Mother Jones actually did a really in-depth thing. I'm not promoting Gloria Allred, but they do a good synopsis of how many of these women who are suing are, basically being stopped from being able to sue because this deal has still stood up even though it's been found to be illegal. In other words, yes, it violated the Crimes of Victims' Rights Act as ruled by a judge, but there were no outlined repercussions for that violation. Hence, the deal that was cut in Palm Beach will stick around. And they mentioned Leslie Groff, Sarah Palin, Ghislaine Maxwell. But again, this could also include someone like Jean-Luc Brunel, because he said in this, the documents state that employees help procure these girls. And, Dershowitz tries to spin it and saying, well, we were trying to protect the victims because a lot of the victims procured girls after the fact. And they did. But that's nonsense, because when you look at the upper echelons that were doing this, they should absolutely be prosecuted. 100%. 100%. So I just want to point out, up to the minute, right here, we've talked about that science relationship. And there's been a lot of focus on Elon Musk, and there should be. Again, I don't trust Musk one bit. And you can see Musk with Jeffrey Epstein, and you can see Musk with Ghislaine Maxwell, and all these different socialites. And I believe that story, for instance, of Musk possibly trying to introduce Epstein to Mark Zuckerberg, even though it was denied after the fact, right? So, this is an older article, but people should definitely check it out and just, see the pictures of Musk in there. I wouldn't be so I'm not saying by the way, I'm not saying he's involved in any kind of child molestation or trafficking of children. I'm just saying that Musk is not to be trusted. So my point being that Vanity Fair has this new great article, I think up within the last hour, that kind of explains how he was hooking scientists up. You talk about MIT and these other scandals with super rich people to fund them. And I think that's an important aspect of this as well, because Jeffrey Epstein, he changed from a professor into a hedge fund manager, into, a personal assistant of some kind that got money for people, right? I'm not even sure what that is, but during that period, also a globalist CFR trilateral commission, and then into into the late 90s, early 2000s, into like this tech and science guru, right? Trying to hook people up. So that being said, we're going to follow the case. If you like this video, please thumbs it up right now. Now's the time to reach those thumbs up. Share this channel with other people. We're doing 3 to 7 videos a day on subjects that actually matter. And you know what? Before we do that, I want to point out that Prince Andrew, let's see how this pumps through, is currently, where is he?
Good morning, Nat. Well, the palace says the Duke is here on a working visit. He's spent the night here at the luxury Como Hotel in Perth's CBD after touching down at around 6 p.m. local time last night. 9 News captured the moment he arrived at Perth Airport and was led through a side entrance to a waiting car. He was then whisked here, even giving our cameras a wave, before he arrived here at the $1,000 a night Como Hotel in Perth CBD. And we haven't seen him since. We've been camped out here since the early hours of this morning. And
let's stop. So again, he leaves the country amidst this scandal. The FBI wants answers, Andrew. Yet, you see the people that he's surrounded by? He's going to a $1,000 a night hotel. This is rule by bloodline in your face. In your face. This totally and completely supersedes that fake left-right paradigm they're pointing out. Remember, who's he golfing with a month before Epstein gets wrapped up? You know who.
Hasn't yet been a sign of Prince Andrew. Of course, his arrival here comes as Scotland Yard and the FBI step up their investigations into Jeffrey Epstein over those sex trafficking claims. And of course, there are fresh claims as well that Prince Andrew several times visited Epstein's apartment in Paris. But
so yes, and remember, there's that investigation as well. Forget about just Scotland Yard, but there's a French investigation. So there's a lot going on here, guys.
These, of course, hasn't been, the Prince has denied any wrongdoing in this, of course. Now, he's here for his pitch at Palace organisation, which helps young entrepreneurs and businesses, and he'll be speaking tomorrow here at Murdoch University in Nat. We've also just had it confirmed that he'll be speaking here at Government House on Friday, but it's unclear at this stage whether or not the media has been invited to those.
And remember, again, what did he ever get elected to? You tell me. Everybody acts like the royal family has no power, has no pull. This is a charade, guys. There's no way they're pulling this guy down. Not a chance. I'm going to pump that home. So again, 3 to 7 videos a day. Please thumbs this up. Share this channel with others. Ring that bell for notifications. But just star and come back. We're doing interviews with great different perspectives, because it's not about left or right. Okay, and you may disagree with me, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I offend you every once in a while, but hopefully we're going to continue to grow up to 40,000, 50,000, 100,000 plus. You can check out all my documentary films on this page: Loose Change, Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture. So please do that in the playlist section at documentaries. And if you can, I got to change this today. This is the last day. This is going to be running tonight. I'll have a new one. But we didn't hit the $5,000 goal. We're going to try extra hard next month. Starting today, really pumping it out. By the way, also on the Tinfoil Hat podcast later this evening regarding the Las Vegas shooting. So if you want my opinion on that, go check out Tinfoil Hat either later today or tomorrow. I'm not sure when they're going to post it, but I will be on later today. I love you guys, and I will see you all on the flip side.